In a lot of games, especially in the older ones, you'll find that the developers, instead of fully animating the character's face, will develop multiple portraits of the same character, but with different emotions. This is useful because it saves a lot of time and is much easier than fully animating the character's face. But the drawback is you're still spending time recreating the same character portrait, but with different emotions. Thankfully, today we have something called Advanced Live Portrait in ComfyUI, which allows you to change the character's emotion with the click of a button. So to install it, what you want to do is go to your ComfyUI, click on Manager, click on Custom Nodes Manager, and then in the search bar, you want to type Live Portrait, and then you want to select Advanced Live Portrait and click Install. And once you've done that and restarted your ComfyUI, if you actually go into the settings folder for where you install your custom node, you should be able to find beginner workflows which you can use. So in this example, I'm using the basic simple expression editing file, and now I'm going to upload a photo. I'm also going to change the parameters here. So I'm going to set the wink to 0, and I'm going to set the A to around about 39. And now if I click Q prompt, and now looking at the output image, you can see that the mouse shape has changed and is different to the input image that we had in the beginning. Now I'm going to do that again. This time I've changed the A to 0, and I'm going to make the smile to something like 0.95 and then click Q prompt. And now you can see compared to the input image where he wasn't smiling and with the output image where he is now smiling. So straight away, you should be able to see how powerful this tool is, especially if you're into game development, as this will save you a lot of time. Now there's a few more workflows I want to show you. So if you go back into that folder and then drag in the advanced animate without vid JSON file and drag it in, you should see something like this. Now, once again, I'm going to upload an image that I want to change. And once I've uploaded the image, I'm just going to click Q prompt while leaving all settings as it is. And now if you look at the output image, it's animated the actual image and it's showing him winking. So to explain how this works, this 0 over here represents this image over here, and this 1 over here represents this image over here. And so what happens is that it will take this image and try to slowly morph it into this image over here. And the reason this image is winking is because the wink setting is at 25. Now, these numbers that you see after the image numbers is explained over here, but to give you a quick rundown of what they do, the first number is sort of the length of the motion that you're trying to achieve. So for image 1, if I now set this to 1 and then click Q prompt, you can see that the image has changed somewhat and it's relatively faster than what it was before. So now if I do this again, but for the 0 image and put that at 1 and then click Q prompt, you can see that it almost looks like the image is only 2 frames, one where he's winking and one when he's not. Now, the second number after the image number is how long you want the frame to stay in that position. So even though this looks like 2 frames, it's actually a lot more because after each motion, it pauses for 5 frames. So now I can change this to something like 10 and then click Q prompt. And now if you look at the image, you can see that it's pausing for longer than what it was before. Now, another cool thing is that you can combine multiple expressions together. So to do this, I just have to move these out of the way and copy and paste this expression over here. And now if I connect the nodes together, so motion link to motion link, and now after the 1, if I put in 2 and a random value after it, so 5 and 5, and now I'm going to change this setting to stop him from winking. So I'm going to set that to around about 0. And then I'm going to do it so he is saying the syllable E. And now if I click Q prompt, now if you look at the output image, you should be able to see for a very brief moment that his mouth changes position slightly, and that is to reflect the mouth position that he has in the number 2 expression. So now you should be able to see how you can basically animate a full character's mouth movement with this option. And so just to demonstrate that, I'm going to add on a couple more expressions and show you the end result. And so this is the final result. All I did is combine multiple expression editors, change the values for the numbers slightly, and changed his mouth position at each expression. And as you can see, it now looks like he's talking. And the last workflow I want to show you today is the advanced inserting expression into vid.json file. So now if you load that workflow, you should see something like this. And what's special about this workflow is that after you upload an image, what you actually have to do is upload a driving video. Now, if you go back into your live portrait folder, you should be able to find sample driving videos. And so this was an example video I found in the folder. And now if I click Q prompt, and now what you should see is that it's created the video and it's taken the expression from this video and put it into the original image. And this video is very impressive considering we did all of this at a click of a button. Now, one thing about using a driving video like this to animate your actual image is that you want to keep your head relatively still and in frame. Otherwise, you risk the chance of not getting good results. That's why if you look at all the sample videos that were given, there is not a lot of motions with their heads and they keep in frame at all times.